Well, hello there and good day. Thank you so much for joining me at Dystopian Report, the place where we talk about the nightmare world we found ourselves living in. I'm your host, Jesse Pullman, and today is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. It's about 4:30 p.m. EST as I make this video. Today we're talking briefly about today's ICE murder of a 37-year-old legal observer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Her name has not, to the best of my knowledge, been disclosed yet, possibly for the sake of informing her family and giving them time to grieve. There is video of the crime from multiple angles, video you can easily enough find on Blue Sky if you're looking. I won't share them here, and instead I'll say that you don't have to look at every instance of an atrocity. It doesn't help and it can hurt you to constantly engage with it. I will briefly describe what happened, however. A pair of people in an SUV were perpendicular to a street. I don't know why. Perhaps they were trying to turn, perhaps they were trying to be part of a blockade against the nice vehicle which was approaching. Nevertheless, a nice vehicle was approaching, and the ICE members got out of their vehicle and attempted to open the door of the SUV. Without any warning, without any flashing of a badge, anything, they just attempted to barge into the car. When this failed, one ICE member drew their weapon. As the SUV attempted to move again, I can't begin to guess what the motive was for moving. I mean, it might have been to get out of the person's way, because they were trying to get out of their way. The ICE person opened fire and murdered the victim, who was the passenger in the car, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Again, check everything I say, just as a habit. I will stress that at no point in the video was either the front or the back of the SUV pointed at the ICE members, meaning the SUV stood no practical threat against them. There was never any threat. They were never in any danger. This man just walked up to the car, pulled a gun, shot them. To my not a lawyer eyes, this was premeditated murder. I mean, hey, I'm never going to sit on that jury anyway, and what's the worst that'll happen? I'm not naming anyone a murderer, even if every agent there bears responsibility in some way. We also know that, according to eyewitness testimony, a doctor at the scene was prevented from treating the wounded and dying victim. An ambulance was called after some alleged delay, but was prevented from reaching the scene in a timely fashion by ICE. This is further evidence that the appropriate word for this situation is murder. From here, I'm not sure what to say that would really add to this. At this point, Governor Tim Walz has sworn up and down that justice will be done, while Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has demanded ICE leave the city. However, what will actually happen, I have no idea. I've seen alleged photos of the murderer's half-concealed face, but is that enough to issue a warrant on? If one is issued, will ICE refuse to turn the murderer over? I know the Trump regime has made some kind of statement about it, and they are trying to frame this as an attack on ICE, but we know that's a lie from the video footage, and we won't give it the dignity of reading it. I don't know. But I had to shout into the void a little bit, if only to make this just the tiniest, littlest bit louder and harder to ignore. This is a national issue we predicted escalating in our 10 dystopian news threads of 2026 special, which we released on Christmas. I believe we mentioned the likelihood of some form of mistake leading to a shooting, but this is more intentional than anything. Our answer to this problem was simple: to make a unified demand of all of our politicians that ICE be abolished. Not reformed, not remade, not put on a leash or restrained, but fully and thoroughly abolished, with those who committed crimes held accountable via a truth and reconciliation process. That answer has not changed. ICE must be abolished. Thank you all for your time. If you found this video helpful, share it to a friend. Get it out there. Thank you all. And as always on this channel, pieces.